Okay, chaps, welcome to episode 4 now of the Dirty Old Podcast. We've got the usual guests. We've got Alfie, we've got Gav, and we've got Rousey in the house. How are we doing, chaps?
Good, thanks.
All good, all good.
I was really thinking, when I was thinking about what we should do for this podcast, I really wanted to sing a song and saying we are top of the league, but I don't know if it was whether you was all gonna be buying into that or not. So
we were jumping on it at Newport as soon as the goals went in. We were singing it for a bit.
Yeah.
We thought we might have only got 10 or 15 minutes, with it when we scored. But the way it all panned out, we're there for a few days anyway, so at least we can claim glory for a few days.
Take it while you can get. I mean, I mean, obviously, I put the link in on the last episode that we did. I put it in the banter group in League 2 and stuff, and a few people watched it, to be fair. But I think if we did sing "We Are Top of the League," you're going to get the comments of your Tim Pot and all that, usual standard comments. But we kind of used to that, aren't we? But I mean, it's good while it lasts, and 6 points out of 6 points in the last 2 games. Cannot argue with that. How do we feel about the 6 points, boys?
Good.
Yeah.
Played well games, deserved it. Not lucky. Deserved 6 points. Deserve the goals we've got.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to go in
2 against Newport, but move.
Well, look, we'll go into the games, for in the detail. But I think it's just good. I think how we started. In the previous seasons, we've never had a good start, have we?
I think anyway. Yeah, we always seem to start pretty slow, don't we?
Yeah,
I think Rousey mentioned on the first podcast. He said these first 6, 7, 8 games are really tough, and oh bloody hell! And to get any points and be undefeated in the matches is a massive plus. So like I say, I don't think we could ask for too much more. You said we wanted 3 points at Swindon, but no, we haven't been beat. I think that's the important part, especially at the start of the season.
Yeah, I think when we talked about the first 6 games, never did I think if you looked at that just on paper, you look at Stevenage. And no disrespect to Stevenage, but you go back off what they did last season. You go in the first 6 games, Stevenage is the one that's probably going to be the easiest, possibly. But and then we'll go in details to talk about Stevenage obviously next week. But they started off really well. So actually we've had a bit of a tough run, but we seem to be. If this is how we're going to play against the teams where we think it's going to be a bit difficult, when we have a good run of fixtures where actually they're not as tough, maybe we can capitalise there as well. So fingers crossed. But yeah, Alfie, you was at the game. You went to Newport, didn't you?
Yeah.
So how was the trip down to South Wales?
Went well, pretty quick.
Yeah, no dramas.
No. Gav wasn't there, so nothing happened.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, no, it was. The traffic was a pretty clear run. I drove. I managed to make it in just under 3 hours, so it was pretty good going, to be fair, because it can be a grueler, that one. But the game was good. Traffic was good. Obviously, like I said, we'll touch on it a little bit more after the Crewe chat. But it was a good night, wasn't it, Alfie?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it was good as well.
Was it good on the old iFollow, Gav?
Yeah, it was good on iFollow. Definitely, like I said, you could see quite a lot, to be honest. I do like watching a match on iFollow as well. It's different with being there, obviously, but you see a lot more.
Yeah, well, I just kept on up to date with Flash Score. Hey, the app's there, isn't it? It's got to be used. Yeah. Well, just take it down, and I like to support these great apps. There's other good apps out there as well.
Yeah, keep it on Flash Score. We might get some sponsorship out of it, Martin.
Just keep banging Flash Score. Did I mention Flash Score? Let's talk.
Stella.
Stella, yeah, I bet you would as well, Gav, wouldn't you?
That's a better advertisement.
Oh, yeah. I'm cheersing to being top of the league.
There you go. You did that last week as well.
Yeah, I did.
So let's talk about Saturday. There's a lot of good points. Again, we want to try and keep it positive. There's a lot of positivity in there. Crewe last Saturday, 3-0. Did we expect that? Did we expect a 3-0 result there, Rousey, or what? Or
well, I didn't. If I'm being honest, I think I said it'd be tight. I said I think there was enough there for us to win the game, and I think Crewe prior to that game had a very good start themselves, or an okay start, I should say. But yeah, I didn't anticipate it being 3-0. But no, the lads played really well, really good football. McElhaney pulling the strings again in the centre and midfield, and obviously getting his goal early doors, which was well deserved. Obviously a shame he went off injured a few minutes after, but yeah, not positive performance. I was really happy. I think we never really give him a chance, never really give him a decent sniff at goal. I think I had a look back on the stats. We were 74, nearly 75% possession, 17 shots to Crewe's 3. We had 6 on target, they had none. So, you know, for an own performance, you can't really ask for much more. Keeping the back door shut and scoring 3 really good goals. Another 2 for Asante as well, which looks like he's hit the ground running this season, and long may that continue. The only thing that is worrying me is we're picking up injury after injury in these league games, and they are key players. So I don't know the extent of McElhaney's injury. We was talking to Shepherd at the Newport game, and I think he's out for another 15 or 16 weeks, which is a long time. I don't know what McElhaney's done or Nate, but like I said, I hope that those 2 aren't as serious as Shepherd's anyway.
well, somebody was saying on Facebook that I think Will had mentioned on the commentary in the Newport game that we've got the smallest squad in the League Two, and you know, it's only going to be a matter of time before we're going to start feeling the strain with those injuries. There's only so much you can do with a small squad, and yes, the starting 11 that we have are gelling, and that's working well. But as soon as this is why I was saying about the bench. It wasn't a dig at the people that were on the bench. It's kind of, is that bench going to be strong enough? We keep getting injuries because, yeah, okay, these people come on the bench, but who's coming in behind? And, you know, that's why you need that depth.
From my point of view, we've been lucky with the injuries at the minute because we've had good cover in those positions. So obviously Bolton's come straight in for Shepherd, and I think I mentioned in one of the previous episodes, I thought Bolton was unlucky not to probably start the first game. Shepherd got in, and I think Bolton had a good pre-season. Other than the Bolton game, I think he's played pretty well. Every league game that he's been involved in, but. McElhaney, Lund's come in, and like I said, he played there last season, doesn't look out of place. The midfield doesn't suffer. Well, it didn't at Newport anyway. Do you know what I mean? With him not being there, but I do think McElhaney has been probably one of our, if not the star man for us this season up to now. So, like I said, hopefully his isn't too serious, but. Yeah, Nate is a bit of a worry because I think he's been solid at the back. I know Leek scored the winner at Newport, but I don't know. There was 1 or 2 little mistakes popping in.
We're not on Crewe.
Sorry?
Are we not on the Crewe game?
No, yeah, we are. Sorry, yeah, we are. But I'm just talking about the injuries in general. Like I said, we've been pretty lucky, I think, up to this point with the injuries because we've had, people stepping in that are equally as good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly what you said to start about the small squad is to put a twist on the positivity. I'm really good at putting twists on things and trying to think out of the box and try to think differently. Even with a fully fit squad, I think the 3 teams which are going up automatic this season will have a strength and depth who can use 5 substitutes towards the end of the season. And if we can't use them 5 substitutes, I think we're about to maybe just lack that just extra bit of killing power. Maybe we will be up there, but I don't think at any point, even with a full squad, we can make 5 good substitutions. And that's a concern for me. But again, flipping it back, massively positive start. So we don't want to be getting too worried. There's still time to get more players in. But like I say, you can now make 5 substitutes in this league. End this season, you can make 5 substitutes and change that game with quality. You're up there.
Yeah.
Alfie,
I don't think we can yet.
I mean, there's good points there from obviously both Rousey and Gav. Obviously, you put a spin on that. Alfie, you mentioned last week about the bench being strong enough. So, obviously, that's obviously that is the players that may be coming on. But, if you look at who's on the bench in terms of first team players, like I'm talking senior players, you've got Smith, you had. Samos, yeah, and you've got obviously Leak on there, and then you've kind of got likes of Torrance obviously is the goalkeeper. You've got Burko and Dackers. He's not been on the bench though, has he?
He's been off and on, hasn't he? Yeah,
he wasn't on Tuesday. Sargent was there.
Yeah. I think Dackers was on the bench against Crewe though, weren't he?
Yeah, but not Newport.
I mean, maybe. I hope we do. Based on depending on obviously McElhenney. I've heard different stories whether he's not too bad. He should be back at the weekend, and there's others that he might be out for about 4 or 5 weeks. So I don't know where he is. But obviously with Shepherd, he's going to be a miss. Yes, we've got Bolton, and there's a point I was going to come to where he's actually making that position his own at the moment. He's doing things right that actually when Shepherd does come fit, and if Bolton continues, Shepherd is really going to find it hard to get into the team. But hopefully we'll bring in a couple of loans, maybe till I don't know, January or something. Maybe I don't know. I think we need to sign players a bit more on a permanent level. But anyway, but obviously Crewe. Gav, quick question for you. How do you feel we played leading up to the McElhenney goal? How do you think we started the game?
Can't remember. I was drunk. No. yeah. I sort of put a benchmark when the player gets sent off. So prior to that, to be honest, I thought it was a lot more even than the 3-2 against Newport. It was. We played well. We kept the ball on the ground. They looked half decent. Nothing special necessarily. And I think it could have gone either way if they kept 11 players. As soon as he got sent off, I think the style of football we play, and we were passing it about and what have you, it was to a certain extent always about to be a win for us, especially like I said, McElhenney scored a good goal and what have you. But prior to that, I'm not sure. It could go either way as this game. It looked tight because both teams on paper are decent teams.
Okay, did you see it the same way? It was like the start of the game. Did we look on top, or was the signs that it could go either way early on? Or
no, it was pretty even, to be fair.
Yeah.
Before their player gets sent off, we both played pretty decent football. Could have gone either way, like Gav said. If their player didn't get sent off, I think it would have been a completely different game.
Yeah.
After we got sent off, it was just our game. They were in no man's land. Didn't know what to do.
I mean,
lost him.
I think it was Sambu who got sent off for Crewe, and his head. If that is like who's going to get the awards at the end of the season to the person who's lost their head, that was a prime candidate, wasn't it? Because it looked like he wanted to fight with the referee, fight with his own players. Obviously, he had grips with Vassell, but being honest, I think there's only going to be one winner out of that tussle, and that would have been Vassell if we really wanted to. But was we lucky? Because obviously, if watching it back, being at the game, I'm sure like most of us, unless people saw it, we kind of the ball's gone out. Everybody's kind of getting back. Vassell and defence are getting back onto the halfway line, and you kind of the point where you kind of turn, you might have a bit of a chit chat for 10 seconds while they keep a position the ball, and then the next thing you know, you look up and obviously he's chasing Vassell with his arms around his neck. But watching the highlights, obviously there was something that went on in the penalty box with the corner. Is it one of them that it could have gone either way? Could Vassell easily have seen red on a different day? It could have been completely different, couldn't it?
I think me and Rousey looked at each other then and thinking, oh no, is Vassell going as well? Are they both going to a certain extent? Because when I watch Salford, when you watch Vassell, he's trying to get his attacker wound up. His hands are on him, his legs are on him, he falls in front of him. He's doing every trick in the book very professionally. And like I say, when he's meeting the opposition penalty. So it's about to happen. It's probably not the first time someone's about to get sent off this season because Vassell's wound them up. And I'm not sure that Vassell crosses the line, but he gets very close to it. And like I say, because we didn't see it, as you say, we was having our 10-second chat about the goal kick. Like I say, I was looking at most of what I was thinking, please don't get Vassell off now. We can't lose him end of the day. Because is it a 3-match ban and what so have you as well for straight red?
Yeah.
That would have been a bigger problem than just that game and one from each side going off.
I mean, just to throw a little bit of controversy. There was a couple of things that I wasn't too happy with, and I know we've might have an opportunity with the club to speak with players, and I don't want to hinder that somewhat. But this is a podcast for the fans, by the fans, and we've got to say things as we see it. And I think the last couple of episodes, everything's been super positive, but I was a little bit disappointed with a little bit of the discipline that was shown against Crewe in two occasions, which I'll mention. The first one was just before that corner was taken, where there was a bit of a melee in the corner. When was it Asante or Toure got taken out on the sideline, and then everybody kind of piled in, didn't there? There was an incident that I saw with Hendrick, because obviously he's obviously Scottish. He's got that brave heart blood in him, and I'm sure he likes to stick up to his teammates. But one thing I saw was he ran up to one of their players and gave him a little bit of a clip round the back of the head. And I was sat right behind the liner, and the linesman looking directly, and I'm thinking he's off. When this breaks up, liner's going to say to the referee, "I've seen this." It was just that moment I'm thinking he didn't need to do that. You just keep your cool, let the referee deal with it, because he's going to book him for the tackle. And then they're also obviously looking for somebody else that they can book and dish out the cards to. And I didn't want Hendry to be one of them. And you can see he was up for it throughout the game. He was really up for it. But I just think, I hope he can keep that temperament, put a bit of a cooler on it. And then obviously with the Vassell incident on the corner, where he's given him a little dig when they both fell to the floor. He stood up and he's given him a little dig in the stomach, and that's why he chased after him. So, like you say, Gav, Vassell's one of them. He likes to chirp. He likes to get one over on his opposing player. But again, another referee, if that's seen, again, it's a red card. I'm all for a little bit of shithousery, and try and get one over on your opposing player. But I think we just need to. We can't afford to do stupid things and get players sent off at the moment. I just hope they realise that. But hey, that's my bit.
No, I agree. Just to add to that, I agree with what you've just said. I think obviously now with the injuries that we've had, the lads need to be a little bit more clever with it. I think Vassell was clever. I think that happens every week in every single game of football. I think your centre backs always do give you a little bit of a pinch and a pull and a talking to. And obviously when you both go in for headers and falling on the ground, they leave a bit, in the body weight and stuff like that. I think that happens everywhere, and that's down to the striker to understand and know that's coming, and you beat them by scoring a goal. You know what I mean? You give it them back. But I didn't see the Hendry thing, and if that did happen, I think I think he's lucky, because if the ref does see that, or the lino sees that, you can't do it. So I like Hendry, and he does play with a bit of fire, and you're probably right, a bit of that Scottish grit in him and stuff like that. But yeah, I think certainly now after the injuries, they probably need to be a little bit more clever with that. I absolutely don't mind them being up for the games. That's what you want to see, but slapping people around the back of the head, probably give that a swerve for the next few weeks.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It was funny in one hand. It was funny just seeing him go up to this guy and go back at him, like leave it out kind of thing. But then you're thinking, football, and you can't do those things. That's not 1970s. You're going to get booked for that. But anyway, on the positive, Alfie Asante, 2 goals, and he gets the assist for McElhenney as well. So 2 scores, 1 assist. Man of the match performance. Sum it up, Alfie.
He just played class, star player, made runs off the ball, on the ball. He was good with his feet. Good vision with that Rabona pass over the top.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I forgot about that, actually.
Yeah, his 2 goals were good. Very composed. And obviously that through ball was good to McElhaney, which was offside from where I was stood. And when he played that ball to Smith, when he scored, that was onside. But
I suppose that's what happens in football, doesn't it? For all the results that go against you, you kind of get some for you as well. And it's cliche, but they say it evens itself out. But Sante compared to, I think Neil Wood said that in his interview afterwards, he was saying that, fantastic, but we've highlighted a few things that he needs to improve on, and we are working with him in training. So, and if that's the case, I mean, if they are working with him, kind of seeing a big positive coming out of it, because he's either I think in every single game so far this season, all right, albeit 4 games, he's had an impact on scoring, whether he scored or assisted, or he might have been the second assister. You know what I mean? He's kind of played into McElhaney. McElhaney's played it into Hendry, but he's always been involved in everything that we do. And another player I was impressed with for the weekend was Watt. I thought Watson was a bit off the boil, but I thought having Watt at the side of him made up for it. And did anybody notice, like, even when we was 3-0 up, that he was just his blood was boiling. He was just shouting at the players, just trying to get them to get a grip and say, look, game's not over. Let's get our shape back. Let's get back into the game. Let's get it's 3-0, but we're not resting. And he was right next to me, and I thought, what a leader. And I think he's only 21, 22. And I know the first game or two, there was a few people on Facebook saying, I don't know about what, but we're going to need those type of players to really step up, aren't we?
Yeah.
You reckon, Gav?
Yeah. Again, I'll blame Rousey for this, but when we was in the stands, because I was near him, we were actually giving sympathy to Watson, because he looked totally off the game on Saturday. But I think it was Rousey who said, it's bloody these temperatures, he's a ginger, but the lad's struggling. but I'm sure that's what you said.
I remember saying that.
He was losing the ball, he was kicking it away, what have you. And like I say, them temperatures stuff. But like I say, the man like I say, he was there, he was pressing. You can see he wants to be in the starting 11. He's doing everything he can to fight to keep his place in there. And no more than what you just said. Yeah, he the full 90 minutes, as much energy as he's got, he's giving it. And that's all you ask, ain't it? Leave all your energy on the pitch, get off the end of the pitch, be knackered, but like I say, give what you've got. And shame about Watson's ginger over.
I mean, it was a hot day, but I think obviously minus the McElhaney injury, which obviously was, you could sort of tell wasn't just like a knock or a little strain. It was good to see. Obviously, Lowy went off and Bolton went off in that game as well, which then came straight back in midweek for Newport, which was really good, because I thought, Bolton was limping. You thinking, Shepherd being out and Bolton, who's going to go in that right wing back, and I think it was just a case of it was hot. Maybe they were slightly dehydrated. Maybe they didn't take in enough fluids, where maybe the muscles were cramping a little bit or seizing, and obviously one stretch too far, and I think they just come off maybe as a precaution. I don't know what score lines where Lowy's gone off and Bolton, but the game was kind of won. They had the player sent off. We was 1-0, 2-0 up. Then we got 3-0 up. Just take them off. So 3-0, happy days, clean sheet. Everyone's a winner.
Perfect home performance.
Yeah, well, do you know what? I think if we can sum up so far this season, all we've ever wanted as Salford fans, and I know there's going to be some that always expect promotion and stuff. I just want to be entertained. That isn't football, and it's entertainment, isn't it? Is it not? Yeah. I mean,
I think any fan, if you see your team trying, you'll get applauded off at the end of the game. And obviously, there's been times in the season where, or the previous seasons, I should say, when that's not been the case. That's all you want to see as a fan is the lads playing for the shirt, not coming because of who the owners are, and it's a pretty pay packet and it's a couple of extra quid, coming here than going elsewhere in the league. I think I said it in previous episodes. We've signed well this year. We've signed young. The lads seem to want to, want to do well and want to play and want to fight for each other. And these 4 games, we've certainly seen that, and the first 20 minutes of the Bolton game, but obviously after that it imploded. But we're not talking about the Carabao Cup anyway. It's the Corned Beef Cup, that to me now. No one cares.
I just can't believe you brought up again.
I know, I did. That's it now. Need 2 cans tonight, not 1.
So obviously we went into Tuesday. Good form against a team that's not had the greatest of starts in Newport County, and we started off well, Alfie, did we not? I mean, 2-0 up.
Yeah. First half, played well, kept the ball well. They didn't have many chances, nothing to do really. Second half, we went into it well, scored 2 goals. Luke Bolton was good in the second half. And then 2 silly set pieces. Probably second one was lucky, I think. Took a deflection and just went to an open net.
Yeah.
So then I thought I was going to lose it from that point on.
I think last season or the season before we would have done Alpha. I think that's the difference in the teams now, and I think a few people have said that. The Salford of the previous 2 years would have just gone, you know what I mean, and
gave up, heads down.
Yeah, heads down, not attacked, not gone for the win. They'd have tried
held
to
back for the draw.
Yeah, they just held on for the draw, and that might be something to do with managers. I don't know, or mentality, but like I've just said there, the young lads, they seem to want to fight for each other and are not settling for a point. Now they're going for it, which was brilliant. Yeah.
Again, I watched it on TV, so I obviously saw it slightly, maybe a little bit different or more than these lads. And to be honest, I thought that positionally and tactically, we was excellent. They looked like schoolboys. They absolutely looked like schoolboys. When they got back to 2-2, I was shocked because I thought these are poor. And at that moment, so I might upset a few people here because everyone's saying, "Oh, he scored a winning goal for us." I was thinking that's Leake's last game for us, and he should be in the under-23s reserve team for a season, get used to football in this league, because it was as soon as he came on and Narty went off, we go to 2-2. For us to win 3-2 and he scores, it sort of saved his bacon a little bit. But realistically, they were poor. They were very poor.
I disagree with you a little bit.
The two deflections were both off Tory, which went to their place. So they were lucky. But that leak is not League Two. He isn't Narty standard. He isn't Mazel standard. He needs to go in the under-23s and play week in, week out and get some confidence. Get some. I
agree with that a little bit. But the goals, I don't think were League's fault. You know what I mean? Like I said, I think Tom King could have done better initially, coming out and dominating his box a bit better than he could. Both the goals were scruffy for me. The block shot, and then it comes to a lad and he just smashes it into the roof of the net. And then the second goal, like Alfie said, it's a deflection, could go anywhere. Lo and behold, it slides right into an open space where there's an attacker coming in. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's been pluses and negatives with League for me, but I don't know. I'm all for giving lads a chance.
The reason I said it, and like I said, I don't like being nasty about players and stuff, especially a young footballer. I wish I was one. I've never been good enough. He's obviously good enough. But there was a change when Narty went off and Leak came on.
Yeah,
the back line changed, the gaps in between the back line changed, the positioning changed. We looked as though we was nervous when he came on. We was playing deeper when they started throwing ball. Prior to that, we was like, they can throw whatever they want at us. They're actually rubbish, these boys. They're rubbish. Then all of a sudden we get a bit nervous and we go another 10 yards back, another 10 yards back. So the actual when they scored was a bit unlucky. But that happened because we went nervous. We went backwards. That's what I was saying. We're not actual the shots on goals. The actual leading up to it. We actually looked to saw these schoolboys are now 5th graders and we're 2nd graders and whatsoever. That's how it felt. But again, I might be being harsh, but that is how it felt. And like I say, it's I've got a lot of respect for Narty, to be honest. I think he's been fantastic. So maybe I'm watching him settling fantastic and maybe leak just a little bit, but it did change for me. It totally changed when that happened. The mentality as well as the football.
I don't disagree with you in terms of I think Nate is has settled in quicker and better and seems a bit more solid in that position. But the goals, as soon as they scored, the crowd went up. Alfie will probably back us up on that. The noise just lifted in the stadium. They're going to push then. They're going to press. Again, two stupid set pieces, which we didn't really, well, the second one we didn't deal with. Yeah, just scruffy goals. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I think maybe the back four as a whole or as a unit didn't feel as confident or as comfy maybe with League there. But I wouldn't blame him for the way the goals went in personally. But no, fair play to him. Hopefully that's a bit of a big confidence boost that he needs, you know, banging that winner in. So happy days. Was that the cat making a cameo appearance then?
He was going for my toes a minute ago, and then he jumped off.
It wasn't your toes he was going for. We know.
I've only got a t-shirt on, yes, fair play.
I mean, I think you've summed the game up pretty well, guys. I think I watched, there was a guy, I don't know his name, on YouTube. He's obviously a Newport County fan. He was a bit of a vlogger. He vlogs at the games and whatnot. And every single goal, he was kind of giving his opinion on it. And when we went 2-0 up, he was saying how terrible they were. And I think even on their forums, they were saying when they've summed the game up, how they just don't know how they brought it back to 2-2 because they was that bad. Yeah. And that's either they've not strengthened from last season, they've let players go not strengthened, or we've improved, because last season Newport would have been a tough game for us. And I know we've got a good record. I know we have got a good record, better than what they've got against us, but they have been tight games and they've always been in and around the playoff area, and you know, so they've always been a rival to us in that sense. But obviously, for the majority game, we made it look really easy. And obviously, I only watched it from the highlights, and you can make the highlights look as good as you want.
Yeah.
But it just looks really comfortable. We were playing the ball with ease. They wasn't really looking to press. They were just they was letting us come into their half, and then they would try and press. They wasn't pressing high. And I think it's probably actually a good thing in some ways. We've had a very good start to the season. We've not conceded goals. We've got the second best goal scored in the league. And that was probably a little bit of a wake-up call to go, you switch off, even for a couple of minutes, you get punished. And we should never have gone down to 2-2. But it does show the resilience in the team where they go, all right, we scored it from a corner, but it's a never say die, and we want to win the game. We're not just going to sit back and go, well, do you know what, actually, their tails are wagging, they're up, there's not long left in the game, we're away from home, let's just play out for a point, because that's exactly what we would have done last season, wasn't it? So no, fair play. The boys need recognition for that. I think they did a good job. Sent all, obviously, the travelling fans, Alfie, Rousey, back home with a smile on your face.
Yeah, no, it was good. One little frustration from that game, I think, was positional play in attack in the first half. I think, we started the game like we were at home, you know, in terms of the way we like to play, and we got the ball on the ground and we were using the wide men really, really well. But there was only Calamendri always in the box, which I thought was a bit strange. Asante, even when we had the ball, he kept coming out to the left-hand side. I don't know whether that was a tactic, whether he were looking for a block and, you know, a strike outside the box or something, or to cut in. I'm not sure what it was. I would have liked to have had that explained to us, but obviously we won the game, so there was not really them kind of questions thrown at the players or the manager. But yeah, just only one in the box for the majority of the first half when we're trying to put balls in. And Calamendri, he's not the tallest lad, and they had some big lads at the back. I just thought it was a bit strange. There's a little bit of a frustration watching it, you know, from the stands.
Yeah.
But that, apart from that, like everybody's just said, we looked really, really comfortable with it. We were moving it about well. We won the ball back quick in the press, and obviously picking up the second ball's relatively easy. But yeah, I just thought that was a bit strange. It must have been a tactic because it kept happening. Asante just kept coming out to the left.
I think it's possibly of a style of football. We're playing football, so I think we're attacking a box as a group, as a unit. So we're not hitting a ball into a box too early. We're trying to move the team up. So I think Asante was trying to overload the wings, whichever side he went, and Hendry did quite a bit as well, to be honest. I think we're just trying to overload and try to move forward, because we haven't, even when Smith's on, he's a big player, but without Smith, we're not necessarily a big team. So I think we're trying to move a team into a box rather than just the ball. I think that's what the tactics, I assume.
No, it could be. Just we were putting the ball in, though, actual crosses, 4 headers, and Andrew was like literally trying to battle a few times with some of their lads, and I just thought it's never good. He's never gonna get it.
Like, unless you put it on a 5p piece.
Yeah.
Unless you put it on a 5p piece and Hendry's in the right place where he's got the upper hand on a defender, then it's gonna be very hard for him to connect, isn't it? I suppose is your point there, Rousey. But like you say, tactic or not, the game was won.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's about just trying to figure a way of winning the game. If that's how we won the game somehow, some way, then I suppose we take it, don't we? We take it. So, but we're not on our own. We're top at table. We're on 10 points. We've got another 3 teams that have joined us on 10 points with Leyton Orient, Northampton, Stevenage. Obviously, we've got Stevenage a week on Saturday. Leyton Orient, and I know we do this little review of League Two, but Leyton Orient obviously doing quite well with Richie Wellens. Just to give a mention, Northampton have consistently one of the teams that are always going to be up there. They've got a very strong, in-depth team. I would say they're probably going to be one of the strongest teams. I would imagine they're going to be in top 3 the way that they've started. Just Leyton Orient, great start, but I don't know whether they're going to carry on. And then obviously Stevenage is a question mark, I suppose.
Yeah.
But what's the, if we look at the first 4 games last season, the season before, what's the difference you're seeing, Alfie? Have you seen any difference?
Fight, passion.
Yeah.
We've wanted it a lot more. The start of last season, we looked like we needed more time in pre-season to know us, to know the players, like player on player. But this season, we look like we've known each other for a couple of years. We've suited the style of play well, brought in the right players, playing well, very well.
I'm scoring goals as well, aren't we? Which has always been like the Achilles heel to our season. We've always had tight defences, but not. It goes back to when our heads are down, we go for a draw away from home, or we get 1-0 up at home, and it's kind of let's sit back and try and that's no way. You're not going to win a game, and that's where we've dropped points in the past, rather than going, no, we want 2, and even at 2-0, you've got players screaming when things ain't going right because they want to try and pull together for the team. Let's get the 3rd, let's get the 4th, and let's keep playing. But a few of the teams at the bottom are struggling. Rochdale have not picked up a point yet. It's not looking good. It's not a good start for them.
Long may that continue as well, by the way.
You don't like Rochdale, Rousey, no?
Not like anyone else in this league apart from Salford, if I'm being honest.
Fingered, aren't they, Rousey?
What's that, mate?
All 6-fingered, aren't they?
Yeah, got 6 fingers.
You're not from Salford.
They've got 7.
Fingers.
Yeah, anyone who's not from Salford's got 6 fingers.
There's a song there, Rousey. Right? Yeah. You're not from Salford. You've got 6 fingers. Stockport 3 points. Again, the bookies' favourites, not delivering at the moment. They are close to giving people games, just not getting it over the line. Tranmere 4 points. That's lovely. That's absolutely lovely.
Continue as well.
They've definitely got 6 fingers. They've got, in certain areas, you've got 7.
6 fingers and 6 toes. And webbed feet.
Just one eye.
Right, no, come on, carry on, move on.
Anyway,
okay. I'll be getting headhunted at this rate.
You're not that bad. Right, let's look at Saturday. So we're away. I actually like going off on a tangent. I actually like Doncaster. It's a bit rough around the edges. If you think Salford's a bit rough around the edges, Doncaster's right up there. But it's a cracking place to go and have a drink. But away at Doncaster, come down from League One. They've started off all right. 4 games played, 2 wins, 2 draws. But here's a little stat, and I think this is going to be important for our game on Saturday.
I'm waiting for it.
They've scored 6 goals so far this season. 5 of them have been in the 85th minute and plus.
Yeah,
noticed that. I did. Yeah, I did notice
them
scoring a lot of late goals.
Yeah, I've seen them 82, I think, 87, 89, 91, 92 and 95.
Yeah.
You
So
got 7 fingers.
So what's the Rousey? What's the plan here for Saturday? How? I mean, it sounds pretty obvious to me, but obviously I want to hear it from you.
What, the game plan?
Yeah, you're Neil Wood.
Yeah.
How do we go about this game?
I'd revert back to the Bowyer days and the Alexandra days and just put everyone behind the ball. Just have a flat back 10 and Tom King behind them. No, I'm only kidding. In all honesty, this was the game that I was probably most looking forward to. One, because it's obviously a ground that we've not been to. It's a decent ground. But I do genuinely think that it's probably going to be in our top 3 toughest away days, probably with Northampton as well. You know that they always give us a tough game, but I don't know. Yeah, we're playing well. Confidence is up. I think we just keep doing what we're doing and not letting them have the ball. We're quick enough to catch them. I think, like you've said there, they are conceding goals, and you would hope that we're more solid at the back than some of the other teams that they've played, where we don't concede later. I hope that we don't. So, again, I'd take a draw. I think a draw would be a very, very good result, and I think it'd be a good point. But the way we're playing, we could go. You know what I mean? We could go there and turn them over. I genuinely do think that we could. But I do think it'll be a tough game. I think it will be tight, barring a sending off or something stupid happening again, like another player getting injured on one of the other teams, on either side. Sorry, I should say. I think it'll be cagey. I think it'll be tight, and I don't think there'll be many goals in it. But I think there's enough there for Salford. I will take a draw, but on predictions, I'm gonna go for a win.
Okay, we'll hold the prediction there. I'll say, Gav, what do you think? What do you think to the game? Looking forward to it?
Yeah, definitely. I hope Neil Wood doesn't listen to us and he sticks with his game plan, to be honest.
Is he not going to play a 110? No.
No. I like say 110. Anyway, no, exciting. I think these are the games we look forward to when we come into the league. Like your Leyton Orients, Doncaster. They are bigger clubs. Like I said, these are wow around them, so to say. Wow. As in, without Gover, I think it holds 15,000 at the stadium. Like I say, I assume they have a half decent fan base because they are probably a League One club, so to say.
Yeah.
On average over the last few years. So yeah, it's one of the definite ones we've got to be excited about. So I have this theory: if a team's playing well at the beginning of the season, play the better teams. We're playing well, so I think it's a good time to play them.
Yeah.
If it was in a few months' time, depending on how we're doing as well, I think it gets tighter. But beginning of season, our heads are up. We're playing good football, and like I say, whoever we're playing this league, the others look average to me. They all look average because after about 10, 12 games, you'll find one of the lesser teams start putting that run together. So currently, we're going there. Providing we've got Narty playing and we've got a give or take full squad, I think we're winning 3-0, mate. I said that every week, don't I?
Every week. It's going to come true one week, Gav, that.
It would have last week, but I wasn't on, was I?
I think you said 4-0 for one game as well, so you've actually calmed it down a little bit. So
I genuinely think it's a good time to play them, and like I said, providing we've got I'm not mentioning someone's name, but as long as Narty's playing and Vassell, I think we'll be fine, and I think we'll win.
Alfie, you off to the game, mate?
No.
You're not going?
Oh, he's letting the side down.
I thought you was there, Alf. I thought he's off. He's going to the game.
Which I was.
What are you doing, Alfie?
Going down to South Wales near Newport again.
Fighting.
He's going back for seconds.
You met someone, didn't you? You met a lady friend, didn't you, in Newport?
He's not saying no, is it? No.
He's not saying no.
Fair play. Wouldn't we all like to do that? Obviously, when we were younger.
In big
Not
trouble.
now. Alfie, I just think the game's going to go, pal. I mean, obviously, Rousey and Gav gone first there and probably not left you a lot to chomp at, but anything there missing out?
No, not really. I think it'll be a tough game. I think it'll be end-to-end, to be honest. I don't think Will won't concede. I think they'll score.
Yeah.
Because they're one of them teams that don't hold back by the looks of it. I think it'll be a 2-1 win for us.
2-1 win. I'll put you down there, Alfie. 2-1.
I think we'll go behind first and then we push on from there.
I mean, I suppose looking at where they've scored the goals at the moment, coming back to why I was asking you all beforehand, is because the way I would see this game going would be, I think it's very important that we get out the traps really quick. Yeah. They're obviously not a team that play on the front foot in the first, especially in the first half of the game, where most goals are scored in second half. First half is a game of feeling out each other. But I think if we play the way that we have been playing, and like I say, if one or two players are back, Narty's back in, and all the players are starting to gel and get on form. I think to Gav's point, that theory of playing the better teams when you're on the up is absolutely correct. And so, Rousey's point there, we're going into every game at the moment thinking that we can beat Real Madrid at the moment. That's how confident we're feeling, which is great. So, couple of players to look out for. Lee Tomlin, obviously, is going to be one of them. Maybe Vassell can, give him a bit of a wind up. But Tomlin, I think, is kind of that player as well. We've seen it with his red card the other week, just sort of play acting and chucking the ball and delaying the game. And obviously, Kieran Agard, obviously, he's got good pedigree from Plymouth and MK Dons and stuff. He's obviously got a couple I think he's on 2 goals so far this season. So he's not beating Asante though, so it doesn't really matter. You could be who you are. You could be Ronaldo, but if you've not got as many goals as Asante, you're not welcome.
Asante the goal.
That's that's a big statement, that, Alfie. That's a big statement. But I like it.
Like to hear that, won't she, Anne?
Sorry?
Rachel will like to hear that, won't she?
Yeah. We'll try and get her singing it on Saturday, mate.
Oh, Brandon.
Feed the goat and he will score.
Rousey, what's your score, mate, for Saturday?
Yeah, I agree with you. Need a fast start. I think we need to come out quick and attack them. Yeah, I do. I don't think there'll be many goals, so I'm going to go for a scruffy 1-0 win. But I think if we can get that early goal and make it a boring game, like I said, keep the ball and keep it away from them, I think we'll do all right. I think it's going to be tight. I think we're just going to. Both teams have had a similar amount of possession in games, but they both like to dominate the ball. I think from what I've seen, I know. Yeah. I think who did Doncaster play last game? Was it Stockport? Did Stockport get a player sent off early doors?
21st minute.
Yeah. So like I said, I know that will have helped, but yeah, from what I've seen, they do like to keep the ball as well. So it'll be an interesting one. Quick start, 1-0 early doors, and we'll sit on it.
That really doesn't leave me much, does it? Then for my prediction, if I go something, I'm going to go with Alfie. I think we've got enough firepower to get more than 1 goal in the game, but I think Doncaster at home are certainly good enough against us to be scoring a goal as well. So I think 2-1 is where I'm going to be as well. So
in there.
Yeah. Well, that's the end of the podcast, chaps. Anything
can
you'd like to add?
Prediction?
Sorry, Gav.
Can I give you a further prediction?
Go on then.
I'm feeling extra confident
4-0.
That there's about to be an hat-trick boy. So someone's taking a ball on, and that name is Hendry.
Okay.
Take that, Gav. Gav, you can have a pint if that happens.
Henry hat-trick. Well, I'm not making any more. But there's no hat tricks in mine, Alfie or Rousey's game. So if that happens, fantastic. As long as they don't score 4.
Yeah, definitely.
They're not scoring. Got Tom King in there.
2-1 anyway. In Kingy we trust anyway. So guys, once again, thank you very much for your time tonight. Pleasure. I think it's a little bit of a shorter one, which is good. Only 1 game to review. We'll catch up on Stevenage next week. And if you're going to the game, Gav, Rousey, enjoy. Alfie, enjoy South Wales, mate.
Thank you.
And
Enjoy Wales, Alfie.
Cheers.
Plenty of pictures. Plenty of
Yeah.
pictures.
Make sure to send you all.
Get all the selfies.
All right, chaps. Thank you very
Cheers,
much.
guys.
Enjoy the rest of the evening. Take
See you
care.
Later.
Cheers. Bye.